need to congratulate you on being in the running for the Shape America president in this next election. So, congratulations on that honor. It's a fantastic, whoever gets elected, we know is going to, do a fantastic job. So what made you want to run to be the next Shape America president?
So thank you. First and foremost, I appreciate it. It is absolutely an honor to even be considered as a candidate. I was extremely humbled. And I think the main reason that I ran is because I do have a totally different perspective than a lot of people in our profession. I don't know anybody else who actually reviews federal grants for a living. That's also, working at the health and PE level, other than Carly, right? Carly Wright at Shape America understands federal world, and lots of us understand federal dollars, but actually reviewing a grant is a whole nother facet to that. And when I looked at that perspective, I said to myself, we do a really great job at Shape America, at our state associates, at our local levels of providing quality or effective physical education and health education programs for our students, right? But we also do have a lot of room for improvement, right? We tend to do this is what I think these students need, right? I think that when I'm providing education at the State Department of Education in Arizona, that my rural Native American schools and our indigenous population, that this is what they need. But if I never engage them in that conversation to find out what they actually need, then I'm missing the boat. And so recognizing that we need to engage our profession on an entirely different level is one of the reasons that I chose to run. How are we engaging our high school teachers to get them what they need? Because as I said earlier, they're underserved in our profession. And I say that because in the 15 years that I taught high school, I didn't need to be a member of my state or my national association because I didn't see the benefit in being one. And that speaks volumes to me. So what can we do to improve that? How do we reach a more diversified population? Like, how do we make Shape America's resources as diverse as the student body we serve? Because right now our resources, they have come a long way. We are doing so much as a profession in strides in equity, diversity, and inclusion. Like we have come tenfold in like a year period. And kudos to Brett Fuller and to Shape America for the work that they're doing. Like I said, with Carly and Sean and Stephanie and all those guys, it's been amazing work, and we're finally starting to engage, but we're just now at the tip of that iceberg. And how do we include student voice, parent voice? How are we reaching our most rural educators? How are we making sure that what's happening in Charlotte is also happening everywhere else in this country? Because until we have what's happening in your schools, in all schools, we've got a long way to go. And so the platform, like I said, that I'm running on is that federal funding lens in that diversity. And I think it's important for us to know as teachers that when ESSA was written into law, it is a civil right for every student in this country to have access to a well-rounded education. And when we aren't providing a well-rounded education, which includes health and physical education, that we are denying our students their civil rights. And so that perspective is why I'm running for Shape America President-elect, in figuring out a way as an organization to meet that diversity and to get every single student in this country their promised civil rights of a well-rounded education.
You couldn't have said it any better. I don't have anything to add to that.
If you win, can we get like some rock and roll music at the convention?
I mean, possibly. I'll see what I can do.
We've had hip hop public health. How about rock and roll public health?
I mean, there's always a possibility.
Wow, Keri, that was fantastic. about, again, I had several aha moments that I'm going to share at the end, but just you stating it is a child's constitutional right to be served health and PE. That if we're not addressing health and PE, I like to say quality health and PE again, then we are not providing a well-rounded education. Yep. And if parents and guardians were more informed in that, maybe we would allocate more instructional time and resources to quality health and PE.
Yep, absolutely. And that well-rounded education, because how can we expect our students to come out of a system and be well-rounded when we aren't providing them with the opportunities to be well-rounded?
Okay, that's a soundbite. I'm not touching that one. That's going to be a little soundbite right there. There it is.
Is that going to be the preview soundbite for the week?
Ooh, I'm going to have to chop this up. I got several soundbites that I've been taking notes on.
Several gems.
Wow, I'm glad that we're doing this 4 days before it launches out, because there is going to be several slices of video content and soundbites from this podcast. Woo!